So you're learning your triads. Now what? What do you do with this stuff? Let me show you how to apply what you're learning, how to put it into practice with some real world bandstand experience. I'm going to walk you through a chord progression that's catchy, fun to play, that I just did on my gig the other night. And I'm going to show you why applying this stuff is the key to making it stick. You're going to have a good time. Stay with me. Here we go. Well, hey everybody, Shane Terrio back at you. Thanks for tuning in again today. Thanks for joining me. If you're a new viewer, a new sub, extra welcome to you. And if you watch me all the time, welcome guys. Thank you for all your support, helping me build the channel. Speaking of the channel, I'd like to think that my little humble channel, what sets it apart from some of the other ones, and there's a bunch of great ones on YouTube. Hopefully what sets my little humble one apart is that I'm bringing you guys real world experience to the table. I'm showing you stuff that I literally use to earn my living as a pro guitar player. This is what I do full time. So with that said, here in LA, I play with a band called Session Syndicate, which is comprised of some of the baddest cats anywhere. Steve Ferroni on drums from Average White Band, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Duran Duran, Shaka Khan, and Freddie Washington on bass, from Herbie Hancock and Steely Dan, and I mean the list goes on and on. Jeff Babco, great keyboard player. These are the cats, you know, in LA. So I'm lucky enough to be a part of it. And on the bandstand the other night, I was handed a chart, and I thought this would make a great lesson for my YouTube channel to study triads. Now, the thing about triads and learning in general, right? Speaking of YouTube channels, the information is just so you're overloaded with stuff, and you're like, what do you do with it? Now, I haven't taught private lessons in many years, but when I did, one of the things I found most helpful to my students is to immediately give them something to stick the material to apply it. Application is the key, and it makes it stick. So I'm going to show you a chart that I was given, and I'm going to show you the triad, the progression, and we're going to plug in the triads. Before I do that, let me give you a little taste of what a pocket sounds like with these cats playing a 2-chord vamp, which I did 2 days ago. And just a couple seconds, and then we'll get to the lesson. All right, so that's a whole nother lesson about how to sit in the pocket, and we're going to talk about some of those things during this lesson too. I'm going to show you some of the embellishments I did. Okay, let's get to the thing. So today, what I'm going to talk about is a progression. This chart was given to me the other night. Here in LA, they use these kind of charts, and this is called a lead sheet. Now, basically, it's got rhythmic stabs and pushes. It's got your chord progression, and it has any kind of essential melodic notation that you need. In Nashville, they use number charts, and I lived there for a long time, and I'm proficient in number charts. It's pretty easy. It's a kind of primitive version. It just uses kind of the bass notes, and you plug in your voicings. But this is definitely more the real deal, and this is what you'd see in LA. So the first line, I mean, my main meat and potato rhythm part, it's a very simple rhythm. The first thing I would do is look at the rhythm and see what I'm dealing with, and it's simple. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Very simple. That's going to be our rhythmic pulse. By the way, this is a tune called Stay With Me Tonight by Jeffrey Osborne. It was a big hit in the 80s, and I think Freddie might have played bass on it. That's why we did it. But I didn't know Brian May played the guitar solo on this. Check it out on YouTube. I'm not going to put it here because it'll get taken down. But it's a cool guitar solo. Brian May, who knew? When you look at a chord progression like this, the first 2 chords are G to F. and then C to B flat. Most guys, they would read the ink, as we say in the studio world. They'd read the page, and they do something like this. Yes, you played what's on the page, but you'd probably never get called back again. And let me tell you why. So you don't need all those chords. It's muddying up everything. So what do? Triads. Here we go, triads. The rhythm guitar player's best friend. And so G minor to F, the first two chords, I'm going to plug in this. Just a G minor voicing. It's going to take care of everything. That's 4th string, 5th fret, G, and my first finger's playing the B flat and the D on the 3rd string, 2nd and 3rd string, 3rd fret. I may or may not use that top note. Right now, I think I'm gonna keep the 3 notes. For the major, F major, F major. You should know your root notes, know your notes, F. So that takes care of. Now, C to B flat, the next two chords on the page. That's C to B flat. Yes, I could do this. I could go. I didn't do that. Why? Because I went for this note right before I was going for the chord. I heard this from the keyboard. And I know from my experience that I don't want to step on him. So I'm going to move the triad up an inversion. Now don't get worried, an inversion. What the hell's an inversion, Shane? It's just the same notes, but they're inverted. They're in a different order. So let me show you. C triad, 5th fret, 4th, 3rd, 2nd string, G, C, E. Now if I move that up to here, C, E, G, same notes. G, C, E, C, E, G. See what I mean? What does all that mean in the real world? It means I ain't stepping on the keyboard and I'm playing this note on top, and that's going to be a nice little mesh of harmony with the keyboard. So now I have this. That's C, B flat. Now I need an E flat major 7. Instead of playing this, you could, but you don't want to do that. You just play the upper extension. Leave the root note off. You got Freddie Washington over there playing E flats all over the place, funkier than you could imagine. And you got the keyboard player laying down some fat, juicy E flat major 7 goodness. I'm not going to muddy it up. I'm going to stay out of the way, play the upper extension. So that's an E flat major 7. I'm just going to play this. Now, you know, I may get a comment. I look at that as G minor. Yeah, it's a G minor shape, and this note's the same, but the root note is E flat. So this is an E flat major 7 chord. I'm just using the triad. 8th fret, 4th string. It's my ring finger, B flat. 7th fret, 3rd string, D. It's my middle finger. Pinky's playing the 8th fret, 2nd string. And I may use that top note. 6th fret. But now we go to the B flat and an F. And what I did, I chose those two triads because they have what's called a common tone. That F, and that's pleasing to the ear. It's called voice leading. It's a strong resolution because you have a common tone. I could have went, but you hear how far away that sounds? That's a lot tighter. So if you put it all together, you have this. Let me do it with the track. 2, 3, 4. Now, I did another thing. Second part of that intro, I went. And that's a little gospel move. I've went over this in some of my other videos, the R&B ones and everything. But basically what I'm doing is I'm going up to a G minor 7 shape, 10th fret, that's my root. This G, I'm back at the top of the chart. So G minor, I plug in this voicing. And what I'm doing is one downstroke, end on the 2nd string, and then hammer on with my pinky to the 13th fret. 2nd string. That's the C. And then one upstroke on the D. And then immediately you need to play that F that's on the page. So I'm going to go to this F triad right there. So you have to pocket it. So 2, 3, 4. And then I'm back to the rhythm. Now for the E flat major 7, I did this one time. That's a little double stop move. It's coming out of E flat major 7, just using the top. And you slide down here. And this is another E flat triad. So see, triads are everywhere. Triads are our friends. Embrace triads. I hope you got something out of this. That's just a little real world example, something literally right off the music stand a couple nights ago. And if you're ever in LA and you catch the band, I think you'd enjoy it. It's really great. There's a lot of great guests that come sit in with us. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Check out some of the other videos. Share, like, subscribe with your friends and family. I'll see you next time. Terrio out.